Hey guys, I'm Jared with Stryker Boats, and we are here today with a brand new 2024 Stryker Pro 500. Now this Pro 500 has been customized. We did do the build on it for our customer. We're going to walk you through some of the details of this specific build, show you guys some of the things that we can do. The Stryker Pro 500. So it has a 4,155 pound weight capacity, which if you think of what 4,100 pounds, that amount of weight, it's absolutely incredible that a 16-foot boat can handle that kind of weight. But because of the inflatable tubes and having 6 separate air chambers, it does allow for very high weight ratings and a great peace of mind for our customers. What you'd be able to do with this boat paired with this 40 horsepower jet is absolutely incredible, the places that this will take you. I've always been a huge fan of the 500, also the 470, all of our boats for that matter, but specifically the Pros. Now the Pro, when we say Pro versus some of the other boats, the key points we want to walk away with are that the Pro comes with a 20-inch transom. So you can either run a long shaft motor or you do need to put a jet on it. You don't need to have a jet. Any long shaft motor will work, but you have to start with a 20-inch transom to put a jet on. The other thing we do is we wrap the whole bottom of the boat with our thick Stryker Shield bottom protection. Now this rubber is unmatched to anything else out there in the industry, and it will save your bacon every boat ride out there. It does take away that feeling of being in an inflatable boat and possibly being somewhat vulnerable. Having the Stryker Shield gives you the peace of mind you're looking for when you're out on the water. So we've been running this specific model for 10 years and never had an issue. This rubber's very, very strong. We've jumped logs with it. Now, I'm not saying go out and jump logs, but should you come across a log in your travels and it's necessary to go over it, you can feel confident that you can do that maneuver with this boat. So coming up here to the front, you'll notice that we left the front bench intact for them. It does, the Scotty bases are mounted all around. All of our new Pro 500s for 2024, our Pro line, does come with the bow bimini mount. So the bow bimini can just be a plug and play simple system for here. If you come down here, you're gonna see as well, our bimini mounts are on the boat. As with all of our models do come with bimini mounts. So the bimini is simply plug and play into all of our models, not just the Pro. Now, coming to this part, this is really cool. So the customer wanted to add a console with his jet, which is amazing. Now, he's really went another level with this. So what he's done, he's added a VHF radio. We put the battery shut off, which is where the fuel fitting would typically go on our, this is a console that is an option on our rigid hull boats as well. So you can actually, this is where the fill port is on the rigid hull boats to go to the underfloor fuel tank. So we've just put the battery switch here, which is such a cool spot for it. VHF radio, controls. This has hydraulic steering, which is amazing. It's got the Baystar setup, ram mount up front for navigation. And of course we got bilge pump, VHF radio. There's your voltmeters there and a USB plug so you can charge your navigation devices, whether that's a phone or something else. So you guys, really, really cool features on this. Now, of course, you moving back, we got our Stryker seats, and then we have our aluminum seat boxes that are great for storage as well. Now, this boat is the blacked out version of the Pro 500 as well. It's got the tan EVA. So very, very popular color combination. The gray is popular as well. They're both very popular, but you know, it's personal preference. That's why we have 2 different models or 2 different colors. It's so you can kind of customize the boat to your own personal taste. Now, coming to the back of the boat here, we've mounted 2 these are the 12-gallon fuel tanks, so 24 gallons of fuel in the back of the boat here. Now, this is a great spot for adding a few tanks. Now, what that does is the passengers up front are going to counteract the weight of the fuel tank. So when they're full, especially with the heavy weight of the motor. So what you always want to try to do, even if you're building this boat yourself or at home, you buy the boat from us and you customize it yourself, you want to think of weight distribution. And that's a huge thing to consider. Even in an inflatable and the ability that it can take 4,100 pounds, you still want to think about weight distribution. So You know, if you have an operator there, you put a passenger across from you. We have the double fuel tanks, which is really going to help balance that weight out in the back of the boat and give you a nice, solid, stable platform for the jet to pull nice, clean water through. Now, on our jets, on our Pro models, we've been running jets for 15 years now, or 17 years on our Pro model boats. Now, what we do on the Pro is we raise the transom a bit. Now, what that does is it creates a tunnel effect. So the bottom of the tubes are lower, the transom's a bit higher, and then so what that does is when the water comes off of the back of the transom, it delivers nice, clean water, giving a similar effect to a tunnel that you would get in a tunneled hulled roll-up inflatable boat, which we also do offer, and they're great, but so is this. And having the aluminum floor option in this with the EVA, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's a toss-up for me what I prefer. You can't do this in those full roll-up inflatable floor model boats, and you can do that in here. And this is gonna run 2 to 3 inches of water all day long, and it's just such a beautiful package. This Pro 500 for 2024, we have a new transom on it that is extremely heavy duty. You can see the built-in brackets. You know, you can mount transducers to this. You can mount launching wheels to these brackets, and they do stiffen up the transom quite a bit. Now you can see we've put a bend in this transom as well. What that bend does is it increases the strength profile through the length of the transom while offering a lighter weight than what we've offered before. There's you can grab onto it from the back, which is really nice for getting unstuck, because you know where you can take these boats, you can get yourself into situations where you gotta drag it over things, which we do all the time. We portage these boats. So if you come to the back, right at the back here on the transom, this is where we've added the VHF antenna. Now this is something else. You know, the cool part about this is you just turn the handle. Now that can go forwards or it can go backwards for transport. Or say you're going down a river and you need to get under a tree, you can also drop that down a little bit and you can continue on your way. Now coming into the back of the boat here, you can see what we've done. Our boats, we have a notch so you can run a bilge pump in there. And then that bilge pump is hooked up to the dash. That will vacate all the water that has been pooling in your boat overnight for rain, or if you do happen to take a big wave over the side, you just hit the button and all that water will be out immediately. So, and then of course in the back here, customer wanted a secondary platform for seating, and then we made this seat so it doesn't have, it's not movable. Now the reason we did that is we want to have a nice platform that doesn't hinder this back seat here. So this is a great spot to step in and out of the boat. It kind of covers up the tanks a little bit. I really like the way this customer laid the boat out in his mind for us. It gave us a lot to work with, and it just created such a beautiful package. We know he's very excited to take delivery of this, and we're excited to see him out on the water in it. Now, guys, here, and another question I'll answer here that we get asked all the time is, how many people should I be putting in this boat? This is a 16-foot boat. It is rated for 14 people. Now, if you were to seat people all across the tubes, you could absolutely do that, and you could put 16 people in here. You know, realistically, 6 to 8 people comfortably, even 6 to 8, you're getting there. 4 to 6 is realistic in a 500. Everyone has a little bit of wiggle room, and it does allow the boat to still offer a very good amount of performance with those numbers. To the back of the boat, we have this Pro 500 paired with the Mercury 6040 jet outboard. Now, what this motor is, it says 40 on here. Yes, we are delivering 40 horsepower out of the back of that pump. This motor is a 60 horse motor, 60/40 factory jet. So jets aren't as efficient as props. So manufacturers derate them, and it's an industry-wide thing. It's not just Mercury. So this is actually a 60 horse delivering 40 horse at the pump. Jet outboards let you run incredibly shallow. This boat will run 2 to 3 inches of water, which when you're in it, it's like being in an ATV of the river. So the places, and watch some of our other YouTube videos on where we take these jet motors, and it's absolutely incredible. It opens up another layer of the backcountry for you, and it's some of the most exciting boating you can do. Now, that being said, if you do plan to go jet boating, it's not like lake boating, it's not like ocean boating. You need to make sure that you are aware of what that river can do to you and you take the necessary precautions. Be informed on how to read a river. There's a book out there called How to Read a River. Anybody who owns a jet boat should be familiar with the teachings in that book on what to expect. Log jams, power failures, sucking rocks. So there's some equipment you need to carry with you. We'll get into that another day, but I'd highly recommend anyone interested in being involved with this sport, definitely do some research and find out if it's for you. It's definitely for us here at Stryker. We absolutely love running these jets on the little skinny rivers. So guys, this is our Stryker Pro 500 Merc 6040 jet, double seats, 2 benches, console, blacked out, tan EVA. We know you guys are gonna love it. We know the customer is gonna love it. Guys, please like and subscribe our channel, and thanks for watching.